Hey guys, Dino Fortnite here with a new video, and today I'll be showing you me, Dave Beveridge, and Bob's Lego Fortnite world. In this world, we've spent hours of time building bases, making rules, and creating a government even. The creator of the world was actually Bob. Um, Dave is basically like our government leader, sort of, and then, um, we have a list of rules, which I will be explaining as we go along in this video. Currently, I've been exploring, but right now I'm at my base. This base has approximately taken me around, I'd say about 2.5 hours, probably. I have a solid storage system with my wood. Um, I used a lot of my granite. I'll show you what I used that for later. Um, Here's my chest with all my valuables in it. One of the first rules is that you're only allowed to steal from any other chest than this chest. Each player can only have one chest in their base. And basically the chest prevents people from stealing from that chest. Another rule about stealing from chests is that you can only steal 5 items at a time, which basically makes it so that you don't steal their whole base. We have all my utilities inside of here. If you're wondering where the ritual altar is, it's right over here. I made a special decorated area, since usually when I'm making legendary items, it doesn't take that long. And I have just random stuff over random utilities. Then I have some items on display. I have my bed where I can sleep, because that's what beds are for. Then I have sort of like a gaming area in Lego. I have my balcony, and then I have my upstairs, which is like my upstairs. It basically has this training area, this fountain, this astronomy model, this telescope, and then up here it has just some decorations, and yeah, it's pretty much my village. Looks like I got a new villager. Looks like this guy has some sort of task for me. Let's go on a little side quest before I show you some other stuff. Oh yeah, also, if you don't know what bus stations are, they're basically these stations that can take you to different bus stations around the map that you've discovered. To discover them, you only have to walk up to them. And they can teleport you there, that way you don't have to walk the whole way. They're very useful, but since if you could just go use a bus station to somebody's base, since most people have bus stations at their bases, since you could just use that, you could go to their base, steal 5 items, go back to your base, put them in there, go back to their base constantly with the bus station, which is sort of unfair. So that's why we're not allowed to use bus stations for stealing items. But only with that intention, really. And then one of my old bases, this is my first base in the server. It was right down here, under the bridge. If anybody's looking for a secret base, it's actually a really good one. This base was my first one because I was actually secretly living in the server from Bob. Well, not Bob, Dave. Bob was a server owner, so he gave me a key, but Dave didn't want me in here because in the past I have destroyed his worlds and stolen everything and all that. So basically he didn't want me in the world because I could technically do that again. And so, Bob actually trusted me, which was a good choice because once I got discovered, I was actually kicked from the world and revoked of my key. While I wasn't there, I was actually really sad because I spent a lot of time in this world. It was fun. It's awesome. And, basically, I kept texting Bob to let me in. He let me back in eventually, and Dave eventually agreed that I could stay. And one day when me and him were playing, he said he wished he'd invite me sooner, which I think is awesome. Because that means I have his trust now, which I will not take advantage of. And then another one of the rules is that you can't use the ability of Spinjitzu in fights. The Spinjitzu abilities, I have currently, Ice, Earth, and, Lightning. Ice is my main, but I also grinded for, Lightning and Earth. And these woods over here is actually my friend Bob's base. Eventually got attacked by these guys. He thought that it was burned down, but it actually isn't. So I was glad to tell him that. I will be the only one in this video, so there aren't any special guests. If we go back onto the island, since I'm not stealing from Dave at all, I'm gonna go visit his base to show you guys. Oh yeah, if any of you guys are wondering if you can join this server, I'm sorry, but it's a private server. I go to bus station 5. Bus station 5 is Dave's base. Both of their bases are pretty simple, but they have pretty good protection. I mean, a giant block for Bob's base is pretty useful because they'd have to break his base, which is also one of the rules in this server. You're not allowed to break bases because people can spend a lot of time on them and then just get ruined if somebody breaks them, which is sort of obvious. And something that surprises me is that Dave actually has 2 silver chests, so he's against the rules, even though he is the government leader. That is the government I was talking about. It doesn't really have any other rules than the leader, it's just really the leader. The leader controls, like, everything, like who gets to stay and stuff. But, Bob made that exception for me, which is why I'm in this server. And it's a really awesome server, I do admit. And if we go in here, we can go to bus station 9, and I can show you my new and improved build that I just made. It's like a place where you can trade. It's sort of like a main area where you can trade with items and players. Well, not like trade players, but you trade items for items, which is sort of like the whole meaning of trade. But what I'm talking about is that there's a chest in the middle of 2 people. One person puts one item in the chest, the other puts an item. They each grab the item, and they can agree if it's fair or not. I spent about like an hour or so on this. It is a pre-made build, unlike my base where I live, but it's still pretty unique because we have utilities in the upper area, and then yeah, it has like a whole purpose. We have the sapphire chest, which is for special trading with like rare items. Then we have normal stuff. You can just put this right here. And that's another trade center area. And with all that, that is the Kill Wall Lego Fortnite server. Bye everybody, and hope you like my next video and this one.